is cloud? What do you mean by cloud? So cloud, the definition for cloud is it is on-demand delivery of IT resources via internet with pay-as-you-go pricing. What do you mean by that? On-demand delivery of IT resources. Okay, before going into that, let me make a small real-time use case, day-to-day example. Let me take an example of electricity. So for generating electricity, we need to establish some infrastructure. It may be a nuclear power plant. Let me take a nuclear power plant like Kudamkulam. Or it may be a Neyveli Lignite Corporation, okay, or it may be a Hydel power plant. Let me take this Kudamkulam nuclear power plant. So to establish the infrastructure, almost it was invested around 1,000 crores to establish the infrastructure. So here, whether we have paid anything to establish the infrastructure? No. So we didn't pay anything to establish this infrastructure. Being it is a government, we may pay some taxes. Let me take if it is a Reliance power station. Okay, a Reliance is also having a power station. In the Reliance infrastructure, we no need to pay anything to establish the infrastructure. First thing, no need of investment to establish the infrastructure. In case of failure to any one of the component in Kudamkulam power plant or in Reliance power plant, so being we are utilizing the services, whether we are responsible in debugging the issues, whether we are responsible in performing the maintenance and monitoring, no maintenance and no monitoring is vested with us. Okay, so we are not tied up with going for the maintenance and monitoring, and also we didn't invest anything to establish the infrastructure. What we did, we simply enjoy the electricity that is generated there at the power station. So we consume the electricity in form of metered service. What do you mean by metered service? To which extent that you are consuming, accordingly you need to pay for. For example, if you consume 100 units of electricity per month, you need to pay for accordingly. If you consume 1,000 units of electricity, you need to pay accordingly. If you went for a vacation on that month, if it doesn't consume anything, you no need to pay for it. Okay, so according to your consumption, you need to pay for. That is what that here it is represented, pay as you go pricing. To which extent that you consume, for that only you need to pay for. The key factor here is you no need to invest anything to establish the infrastructure, and there is no overhead like maintaining and monitoring the infrastructure. It will be taken care by the service provider. You as an end user will simply enjoy the service in form of a metered manner, okay, without bothering about the above set. The same thing which hold true for the telecommunication. Okay, so I am having a Airtel account with me. So I didn't invest anything for this infrastructure for my telecommunication, such as I didn't invest anything to establish these towers, the switching stations, and I am also not responsible in performing maintenance and monitoring of this infrastructure. So whenever I need, I can make a call with my friend and I can talk. To which extent that I am talking, I need to pay for. If I talk for 1 minute, I need to pay 10 paise, 20 paise. If I talk for 2 minutes, I need to pay. If I give a missed call, I no need to pay anything. So according to my utilization, I need to pay for, without bothering about this initial cost of investment to establish the infrastructure, and without bothering about this maintenance and monitoring overhead. So similar to that of your electricity, similar to that of your telecommunication, if you can able to do the same thing for all your computing need, you can get this computing need in sense, you can get the hardware, you can get the software, you can get the networking and internetworking devices as a service. You no need to pay for anything. As of your telecommunication, as of your electricity, you can get all your computing as a service. Computing as a service. This is called as cloud computing. Okay, so now we will make it with a small example. So here I am having a laptop, okay, with i3, 4 GB of RAM, with 1 terabyte of storage, and my operating system is Windows 7. This is my hardware and this is my current software. So I got a project from this freelancer site. Okay, let me make. I got a project, which involves a huge volume of data that I am going to do some machine learning or some image processing applications. I am going to work with some image processing applications. For my project, I need a server, a higher-end server with 8 microprocessor, Intel Xeon processor, 64 gigabytes of memory, and 10 terabyte of storage. These are all my hardware requirements. And in terms of my software, I need a Windows Server 2016 with Oracle 12c as my database. Okay, so this is my requirement according to my project. So the compensation that I will receive is 5 lakhs. If I did this project and submit to the client successfully, my compensation will be 5 lakhs. Then the project duration is 3 months. Let me take this use case. This is the 3 months. Currently that I am having a machine i3 4GB 1 terabyte of with Windows 7 as my operating system. So, but my project requirement is I need to go for a higher end server with the above set configuration. Can anyone let me know what would be the cost of this server? So here a normal i3 4GB which comes under 30,000. If we go for it is almost 8 times the processor, 12 times the RAM memory, and 10 times the hard disk. It comes around roughly 3 to 4 lakhs, and the above said Windows server with the Oracle will comes with 1 lakh. So if you go for a procurement of a physical server along with the needed software, you need to invest 5 lakhs. How much that you will get as a compensation for completing this project? It will 5 lakhs. If you invest 5 lakhs for your infrastructure, and you will be left out with nothing for your 3 to 4 months of work, you will be left out with nothing. Okay. So this is the drawback associated if you go for procuring a physical hardware in this particular scenario. What you can do? So instead of purchasing this server, you can get the server from a cloud. You can build the server from a public cloud like Amazon or from Azure, okay, or from IBM cloud, any cloud, from any cloud vendors, you can get the server, and you can connect with the server from. So here I am in Madurai. The server may be in US, the data center US. I can connect with the server and I can work with the server as if that I am sitting in front of it. So here, to which extent that I am consuming, for that only I need to pay for. Let me make it a cost comparison. So per day, I am going to work with the server for 5 hours. Let me imagine. So my project duration is 3 months. So let me make it for 90 days. So 5 into 90 days, which comes under 450 hours. Let me make it to round off to 500 hours. I need this server with the above set configuration for my development only for 500 hours. Okay, after that I may not need. So how much I need to pay for this 500 hours of utilization? If I go and procure a physical server, I need to pay up to 5 lakhs. Whereas if I get the same resources from cloud, so this resource will cost roughly 30 rupees per hour in Indian rupees. Then into 500 means you need to spend only 15,000 rupees. Okay, for using this above said server for 500 hours, you need to invest only 15,000 rupees. So that after that you can destroy this server. You can release the server. So this is the way by which you can get the server from the Amazon or any other public cloud. Then you can make a connection with the server using internet, and you can work as if that you are sitting in front of it. That is explained here. Okay. Here cloud computing means on-demand delivery. What do you mean by on-demand? Whenever you need, you can get the services. What service that you get? You can get all the IT resources. The resources may be a hardware, it may be a software, or it may be a networking, or it may be a internet networking. Any resource that you can get it. Where the resources will be? The resources will be in a location called as data center. In the data center, you will be having a higher end servers, you will be having storage, you will be having all the associated softwares. where you are, you may be in your own premises. Then how you can make a connection with this data center, whether you need any sophisticated device, whether you need any specialized software to make use of the resources from the data center which is owned by a cloud service provider. No, what you need is, you need a device which support a web browser. That is sufficient enough. Okay, you need a device which support a web browser. It may be a desktop computer, or it may be a laptop computer, it may be a tablet, or even if your mobile will support a web browser, that is sufficient enough. Okay, so from your system which support a web browser, using an internet connection, you can connect with the data center, and you can create the needed server according to your requirement, and you can connect with the server, and you can work as if that you are sitting in front of it. Okay, to which extent that you are using, if you are using one day, Monday you are using for 5 hours, then you need to pay for 5 hours. Tuesday if you used it for 10 hours, you need to pay for 10 hours. Wednesday you are leave, you are not using anything, then you no need to pay anything. So according to your utilization, that you need to pay, that is pay as you go pricing. What you need an internet connection. Whether you need any specialized device, no, you can make use of any device which support the web browser. This is what a cloud computing. Okay, I think so. Now you have some idea about what is cloud computing. Then what are all the things that you can get from cloud computing, and then what device that you need in your client side to make a connection with the data center. So then how to make a connection. So now I got connected with this Amazon data center. You can find out. So the Amazon data center to which I got connected. These are all the services currently offered by Amazon. This is my account. Raman is my account, and these are all the data centers. Now I got connected to a data center, US East North Virginia. Okay. So in India, so Amazon is having data center throughout the world across 16 regions. In India, they have a data center at Mumbai. So this is what with respect to a cloud computing. In terms of cloud has been concerned, we have public cloud, we have private cloud, and combination of public and private cloud we call as a hybrid cloud. And these are all the some of the commonly offered services: infrastructure as a service, a platform as a service, software as a service, database as a service, storage as a service, Hadoop as a service, networking as a services. So there are a lot and lot of services. In terms of Amazon, the services have been organized under compute service, development tool, storage as a service, management. All these are CloudWatch, CloudTrail. They are all management tools, and mobile services, and database as a services, networking as a services, security and identity compliances, user access control as a services, messaging as a services. Okay, now these are all the current thing: artificial intelligence, IoT, everything is provided as a services. Okay, so the prominently used services here are infrastructure, software, platform, database, and storage as a services. Now everyone is making use of Hadoop as a services. Okay, what is public cloud? The services, the data center need to be invested by the service provider, similar to that of your Reliance, Airtel, BSNL. We have cloud service provider. They are Amazon, Salesforce, Rackspace, Microsoft Azure, IBM, Oracle, VMware, almost all vendors, whether they are famous for softwares or networking or servers, now they are in cloud business because of widespread opportunity associated with cloud. That is called public cloud. The private cloud is
Raman sir,
yes.
Raman, Chandran here.
Yes.
What is the difference between platform as a service and infrastructure as a service? Both seems to be same, right?
No. Platform as a service is different from infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a
In what
service
way?
sense, you will be getting the needed servers. For example, you are looking for a Ubuntu machine. Okay, with 2 microprocessor, 4 GB of RAM. So this thing that you can get it as infrastructure as a service. You are going to develop an application. You are going to develop a application. Okay, a banking application. Let me make it a banking application. For that, what are all the things that you need? You need a server. then you need a
Okay.
programming language. You need some additional tools and services. For example, if you are going to host it under a web, you need services like HTTP. Apache web server need to be configured. You are going to make use of a programming tool, either a Java or .NET or Python like tool, and you need some hardware associated with this. All that thing togetherly we call this as a platform as a service. Platform
No,
here.
generally, the Java and all that comes under software as a service, right?
No. Software as a service means fully developed software. So here you want to develop the own software. You will be given the needed environment. You will be given the needed language. The associated services will
Oh,
be given. You want to write your own code.
okay, that comes under infrastructure. Infrastructure.
Platform as a service.
Okay, platform as a service. Software as a service. Everything is a pre.
Infrastructure as a service. Software as a service means so already build software. So if you want to go for taking a shirt, there are two ways that you can take a shirt. One, you can go to the cloth shop. You can purchase the cloth. Then you can go to the tailor shop. You can instruct the tailor. You need a full hand. You need two pockets. Okay, like this, the tailor will stitch according to your requirement. This is platform as a
Okay.
service. The second thing, you can go directly to a ready-made shop. Then here you may have shirts, a white shirt, blue shirt, a full and half hand. What shirt that you are interested, you can get this set. That is a software as a service. Someone may have did all the things, and according to your interest, you are picking that. Whereas a platform as a service, you want to do by yourself. Yes.
Understood, sir.
Yeah.
Excellent.